What's up with you for today's video? We're with full Sun Pokemon team. This one is for you and Amalia, and also this is also music reference to the Here Comes the Sun song by the Beatles. That may be a little bit old for some of you people. Let me know in the comment section. If you like your custom theme team or Pokemon sweep, you can become a Patreon at patreon.com/PIMPNITE. The link is in the description. I can come up with any sort of Pokemon team or Pokemon sweep you'd like, so check it out there, tier 2 subs or above. So we got 2 battles today using this Sun team. Now what I did is I want to use as many different Sun things as possible, as in abilities and strategies that would work with this team. We got a Azumarill lead and I've got a Torkoal lead. So obviously on my team, I needed a couple of Drought Pokemon to get the Sun on the field. Now this Torkoal set was kind of interesting. It was a little bit of a troll set. I've got a Fire Spin, Yawn, Shell Smash, and Weather Ball. Weather Ball's affected by the weather as well, and being in this case the sun, so I thought I'd use it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go for a Fire Spin, trapping the Azumarill in, and then Azumarill is going to go for a Whirlpool, trapping me in. So I'm like, oh man, we both trapped each other in. What is going to happen now? So the idea with this set is, right, you trap the opponent in with your Fire Spin. You get some damage off. You're not really doing a lot of damage. Obviously, it's Fire Spin, not, Fire Blast. And then what you do, right, is you go for a Yawn. Now, the next turn after that, the opponent will fall asleep and they won't be able to swap out. Therefore, you can go for a Shell Smash and set up, and then you can fire off a really powerful Weather Ball in the sun. So, instead of me going for my strategy and think it was flawless, the Azumarill is going to have Parasong and I'm trapped in. Oh, man. I got counted so hard there. Like I thought I was gonna get I thought I was gonna get the sneaky Yawn and the Fire Spin right and the Shell Smash off and sweep a few Pokemon, but I'm trapped in as well and I can't do anything. Bells are sort of ringing when I seen the Azumarill go for Whirlpool as well. Okay, I could go for a Shell Smash here. I don't know if this thing has any other moves besides Whirlpool or it's just basically going to try and stall me up. So Azumarill's going to go for the Protect, which is fine. I actually went for a Shell Smash here. Now the EVs on this one, they're just sweeping EVs. Max Speed and Max... Actually, no, they're not. They are Max Speed. No, Max Speed and Max Special Attack. I thought I ran a bit of Bolt, but I didn't. I was running a sweeping set. I'm just bringing up my EVs right now. We had Heat Rock as the item. The ability is Drought. And we had the Nature as Timid Nature. So we're going to take a couple of rounds of damage from the Whirlpool and from the Fire Spin. And now Torkoal can freely go for a Weather Ball. Now, what I want to do, right, is I know I can't take this out in one shot, so I thought, okay, I'm going to go for a Shell Smash here, and I'm just going to take this Azumarill out. There's nothing really I can do right now. So, unfortunately for the Azumarill, it can't swap out either due to my Fire Spin, but if Fire Spin runs out, it can swap out, and then I'm going to go down to the Parasong. Now, that Weather Ball right there wouldn't have taken Azumarill out. Even with a crit, right? The Azumarill is going to be a tanky build with Parasong. I can definitely, say that. And it's got some pretty good bulk to it as well. So we've taken about nearly half health off the Fire Spin. There's one more turn left of the Parasong. I was like, okay, well, at least I want to take this thing out before I go down the Parasong, right? I'm going to be pretty salty. Then Azumarill wakes up and gets a Protect off. Are you serious? So, unfortunately, my Weather Ball is not going to be hitting Azumarill at all. However, both our Pokemon are going to be fainting to the Parasong. Man, I was lucky I was running like a trapping set on this one because Azumarill could have easily trapped me in and then, swapped out afterwards. So, instead of the Parasong, it's interesting. The Parasong is not going to kick in right before them. It's going to take the damage of Fire Spin before that. So, it's going to be a double KO here at the start. So, that was really, really interesting. We're both, what are the chances of both of us having trapping sets? So in this team, I had to run a Cherrim. Cherrim is like the sun Pokemon, so I thought I'd run a pretty cool set here. Now, Cherrim has the ability Flower Gift. And what Flower Gift does, not only does it transform into its Sunshine form, does a little bit of a dance, it actually gets a 1.5 boost in its special defense and in its attack. So I thought I'd run a physical set, which is kind of nice. So I've got Jolly Nature on this one, Max Attack and Max Speed. The moves are, we got Sunny Day, Solar Blade, Play Rough, and Sword Dance. Now, Volcarona is going to swap in here. This Pokemon is actually a very big, really big threat to my team. I'm going to be going for Solar Blade. It's the best move I can really do. I don't actually really want to swap out here. And I could go for Play Rough to try and drop his attack, but it's not going to be I can guarantee it's not going to be a physical set. So I'm just going to do some much damage as possible, before it takes me out. So Volcarona is going to go for a Quiver Dance here, and I do have a plan to actually take it out, but it's going to involve me actually sacrificing my Cherrim, unfortunately. But Solar Blade's a really, really cool move, right? Basically, it's Solar Beam, but a physical sort of variant there. And look, it almost looks the same in animations too. So I did about half the health of the Volcarona. I was actually pretty happy with that, considering it got a couple of Quiver Dance boosts up. And, it's not very effective as well, right? So Volcarona is going to be going for a Bug Buzz here. Cherrim is going to get absolutely destroyed. There's nothing I could have done there. As you'll see, the remaining Pokemon are on my team. So I thought the best bet here, right, would be to go into my Ninetales. Now, the sun's going to disappear. I don't want that. I want the sun to go up again. So we got a Ninetales here with Drought. Once again, I needed some couple of Drought Pokemon on my team. I was just thinking Groudon would be good on this team too. I could have done like a Mudslap Groudon. Anyway, we're running a physical Ninetales set here. We have got Adamant Nature, Max Attack and Max Speed, Iron Tail, Giga Impact, Zen Headbutt, and Flare Bits with the Heat Rock as the item. So it's going to go for another Quiver Dance here. Clearly doesn't have a lot to hit me with. I'd say it's got Quiver Dance, a Fire move, and a Bug move, and we've already seen them already, right? So Volcarona is going to get destroyed there by the Ninetales. They're probably expecting a special set. That's why they went for Quiver Dance again, and I surprised them with a nice physical set. Next Pokemon is the Skarmory here. Now, Skarmory will get hit very hard by this, but since it's Skarmory, it's very bulky on the defensive side. I wasn't sure I'd be able to take it out. And even if I did, there's a chance it could have Sturdy as well. So outspeeding the Skarmory here, I've got the sun up and it does a lot of damage, almost taking it out there. And I do take a little bit of recoil damage there. And the Rocky Helmets, that was really, really gross damage. Now Skarmory is going to go for a Body Press and Ninetales is going to go down. But man, physical Ninetales did absolutely wonderful there, doing some really good damage, and it was very helpful in this battle. So now we're going to go into Healers. Healers got some it's got some crazy damage in the sun, right? We've got Solar Power on this one too. What Solar Power does, it's basically like a Life Orb sort of boost, right? But instead of losing 1/10 of your health, you lose 1/8 of your health, right? Now, I also gave it Life Orb as the item, and I've got the moves Solar Beam, Weather Ball, Thunderbolt, and Hyper Beam. And I can tell you what, Hyper Beam drops really hard. So losing some of my health there, this set really doesn't last for a lot of time on the field. So if you've got Solar Power in the sun, and then you've got Life Orb at the same time, you take a lot of damage. So in comes Urshifu. This was like a real problem Pokemon. It's a very good Pokemon, and there wasn't too much I could have done there. I actually was going to go for a Hyper Beam, to take that one. I really wanted to go for the Hyper Beam. Anyway, so my Healers is down. We're going to go to Maractus. I had to run a speedy Pokemon. This is going to be a Chlorophyll Miractus, and this Pokemon popped off in these battles. It was very, very good. I love Maractus too. So we've got a Chlorophyll. What this does, it doubles the speed in the sun. So while the sun is active, Maractus is very, very fast. So I've got a max special attack, modest nature, and max speed set. So we've got Sunny Day, Weather Ball, Leaf Storm, and Hyper Voice. I was going to make Maractus my weapon of choice here because it hit really, really hard. Now, the item I've got on this one is White Herb. So if I go for the Leaf Storm, I get that negative drop in special attack, right? White Herb will heal that up straight away for another turn. So then I can fire off, another Leaf Storm. So I thought if I can get myself in Dynamax, I could put grassy terrain on the field and I wouldn't have to, use up my White Herb. So Tangrowth is going to swap in here, and that does a really huge amount of damage to Tangrowth as well. They probably didn't quite expect that much damage from Maractus. So now the grassy terrain is on the field. Tangrowth is in a lot of trouble here because this is probably their bulkiest Pokemon to swap in, and really, I feel like it's almost going to take it out at this point. Now they're going to swap the Regenerator Tangrowth out, obviously, and now Magnezone is going to come in. So it's like, okay, Magnezone. This is still going to really, really hurt Magnezone. So firing some more seeds out of my cactus, and Magnezone takes a lot of damage there, over half health. So I can definitely take this Magnezone out, even after the grassy terrain actually heals it up a little bit there. So the only problem about Maractus, right, if you use it on the special side, it is very, very barren, and even more barren now that Hidden Power's not on the game. Because before you could get stuff like, Hidden Power Fire, so you could hit like opposing grass types and steel types and things like that. Anyway, so Magnezone is going to go down to the Maractus, and Maractus is destroying this team at the moment. It's going very, very good. So the next Pokemon is the Urshifu. Really, pretty much Urshifu was their only hope to swap in here. I had no troubles with that Tangrowth. It wasn't going to be able to touch me. I could just keep spam. I could literally spam Weather Ball and take it out too. Quite easy. So Urshifu was the only Pokemon that haven't Dynamax or G-Max here. So they're going to be running G-Max. Urshifu, a very, very powerful Pokemon. And I know that I can outspeed it in this turn, but I wasn't confident I could take it out in one shot. I pretty much needed a critical hit, even off Maractus' very nice special attack, right? But Maractus is a cool Pokemon. You can run a bulky, setup defense. You can run a physical. You can run a special. It's quite a versatile Pokemon. It's a little bit barren though in some of its moves, right? So I've got the White Herb activation there. Unfortunately, Urshifu is going to have the Max Flutterby, and my Maractus is going to go down there. Obviously, you know, not much I could have done there. Very crazy, powerful Pokemon. I was actually very, very happy of how this team was actually going so far. Like, looking at the Pokemon they use. So, we got some grassy terrain recovery on the Urshifu. The next and last Pokemon is Rude. So it's like, this is a really big problem, because this set ran on having the sun up, right? So Solar Beam's got 2-turn move, Solar Blade's a 2-turn move, and Dankus Lariat, well, that's not very effective, so I can't do anything there. So this was a Leaf Guard set, so obviously you avoid the status in the sun, and I was hoping I could, you know, maybe get a quick low activation, because that was my item, right? So I managed to live the Max Knuckle just, which is amazing. It's going to get a +1 in attack. I went for the Solar Beam here, so I'm going to charge up this turn. If only the sun was still out on the field, I could have definitely taken the Urshifu out there. Especially with the grassy terrain on the field too, that would have further boosted the power of my Solar Beam. Now the EVs on this were Max Attack and Max Special Attack. It was a really big mix sweeper. Unfortunately, Urshifu is going to outspeed me. I don't get a quick law, and it's going to take me out there. But basically, if Urshifu wasn't there, it was a GG quite a while ago. Thank you for the battle. I think it was Theus. Thank you for the battle. I was very, very happy of how this team went. I wanted to show this battle because it did really well against some really common threats, except the Azumarill. That was a pretty cool set. The other ones, though, were very, very scary. Okay, so the next battle we have, this one was against GB, and we got a pretty interesting battle here as well. So we're going to Charmeleon lead. I was like, okay, Charmeleon. I wonder what this set is going to be. So this time I led with my physical Ninetales. Now, physical Ninetales wasn't really going to be doing a lot of damage with Iron Tail, Flare Blitz, you know, like those moves are not going to do much. Zen Headbutt might do a bit. I've also got Giga Impact. So like, okay, maybe I should go for Zen Headbutt. I might be able to flinch and then go for Giga Impact. Now, the Charmeleon is going to swap out, and the Oceania is going to come in, which is the Vaporeon. Now, this Pokemon was actually really, really good against my Ninetales. Pretty much for the Vaporeon, I'm going to need to hit it with a Solar Blade or a Solar Beam, right? Any of my other moves, I was pretty much done. So we're going to go for Zen Headbutt there again, trying to get that flinch. It's got Rocky Helmet as the item, and now it's going to go for Acid Armor. Man, there's no way I'm going to be able to take this out with a physical move. Like, I need to hit this with something either super effective or special. So going to Maractus, I can fire off a, crap, I nearly dropped my drink then. I got my drink right here, and I nearly poured it in on my Sun team. So we got the Muddy Water here. Maractus is going to do nothing. Normally, Maractus could have Storm Drain too, but obviously I've got Chlorophyll. Now, I've got Leaf Storm. I know they can easy one-shot. Like, Vaporeon cannot do anything against me except maybe Ice Beam. That's about all I can do. Now, speaking of Ice-type Pokemon, the Alola Ninetales is going to come in there, and it's going to face the music with my big, powerful attack there. I'm going to drop my special attack, and the White Herb is going to kick in. So, no way Ninetales can live the next attack. Also, I don't have to go for another one either. I can easily go for a Weather Ball, right, which will take the Ninetales out. So, it's super effective. So, Weather Ball, right, in the weather, normally it's a 50 base power. In the weather, it turns to 100 base power and into the, you know, type of weather. So in this case, it'd be a fire type move. So I've always liked the move Weather Ball. It's super, super cool. I remember seeing it when I was playing Pokemon Ruby, and I first came across Castform, and that's where I seen. I was like, man, this is a really, really neat move. Anyway, so swapping out my Maractus and going into Ninetales, and Charmeleon's got to go for a Dragon Dance. It's a physical set. So I'm like, okay, I probably better take this thing out before it gets too many Dragonets up, because I'm not feeling a Charmeleon sweep right now. Now, Charmeleon itself has got solar power, which is really interesting, because I've got a Pokemon like that's basically a sun ability in itself there. So now I'm going to go for the Giga Impact. I'm pretty desperate just to take this thing out there, and guess what, people? It is definitely going to be Everlighted. That does way too little damage. Now Charmeleon's going to go for a Thunder Punch. Doesn't do much damage there, but it does paralyze me. Judging on the damage that did with Thunder Punch, which is basically nothing, I feel like this Charmeleon is definitely just a bulky set with Dragonets. So unfortunately, my Ninetales there is going to have to recharge. I could get like another attack off there, but that Paralyze is really going to work against me. Now, since the sun ran out, I'm like, okay, what I want to do is I want to go back into my Torkoal. Put the Drought up again, and then Charmeleon will take some further damage from Solar Power, right? It'll take out 1/8 of its health. Now it's going to go for Brick Break. Torkoal's got some very nice defense, so that's going to be fine. So it's going to take some more damage from Solar Power. I can go for a Fire Spin here and take it out. I feel like they're not going to swap because they're already pretty much committed here. And we got another Thunder Punch. I don't get paralyzed, and Fire Spin is going to land, and Charmeleon is going to go down to the Solar Power damage, or the damage of the Fire Spin afterwards, whatever one came first there, being the Solar Power. So Charmeleon is down. That threat is out the way. It wasn't a huge threat, but it was definitely a bulky set. So now we got Vaporeon here. I really can't do a lot. I really can't do much here, honestly. I could go into Miractus, but I don't know if it's packing Ice Beam. And if I do swap Miractus into an Ice Beam, it is going to get absolutely destroyed, right? So we got Muddy Water here. I thought, okay, I might be able to live this one, considering because the sun is up. It's going to power it down a little bit. But Torkoal is unfortunately not going to live that one. So bye-bye, Torkoal. At least it got the sun up again. That was very important. So this time we're going to be going into Zarude. And this Zarude set didn't get much use in the first game because essentially it didn't have any sun to use its move. So I've got Solar Beam, Solar Blade. It's like, let's go for a Solar Beam here. I get a quick low activation, which is brilliant. Not that it really would have mattered against, a Pokemon like Vaporeon at all. Now, Vaporeon is going to swap out, and Hatterene's going to come in. So like, all right, this is not going to do probably heaps and heaps of damage. Let's see how much it does. I am running a little bit of extra in special attack. I'm actually running, I'm boosting my special attack. I think I haven't got Modest Nature, but I am boosting my special attack. I have to remember what nature I gave it. Anyway, so it does just over half health. I was actually kind of pleasantly surprised how much that did. I thought it would do less than half. So go for the same move again there. Since the sun's up, Solar Beam is going to go right away. And Hatterene, if it does the same amount of damage, I wasn't sure if that was a min or max roll. This was going to be enough to take it out. And usually that goes for like probably maybe a Mystical Fire that was going to go for, or a Trick Room or something like that. Anyway, it did not get a chance to use that move, and Zarude is going to take it up. Now we got a problem Pokemon, which is the Talonflame. So this Pokemon is going to perform very well in the sun. Plus, it's got flying type moves too, which is going to be very good against my grass type Pokemon, which perform well in the sun as well. So we got one big Dynamax Talonflame here, and I'm assuming this is probably going to go for either a fire type move, a Max Flare, or a Max Airstream, right? That'd be like the go-to moves to use on Talonflame if you were running Dynamax, right? So no quick law activation, unfortunately there, and we've got the Max Airstream. It only does a little bit over half health to Zarude. But I'm thinking I could definitely get some sort of damage off there with the Darkest Lair. So go for that. Does some okay damage, I guess, to Talonflame. And now Talonflame can easily take me out. Not that it would have mattered because really none of my Pokemon can actually outpace this thing. So we got another Max Airstream there. Even if I want to swap in Miractus, it could still definitely be a problem here because now it's got +2 in speed, right? And Talonflame can normally outpace Miractus already. So I really got to watch what I do here and what I swap in. So I was like, okay, let's go into Ninetales. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do a double swap. So I went to Ninetales. I thought, they might go for a Max Airstream again. Let's go into Heloise there, take that move, and then I'll have a fresh swap in for Ninetales with the sun again. Interestingly enough, the Talonflame goes for a Max Guard. So I was like, okay, that's interesting. I wonder why they did that for. So Talonflame is going to be non-Dynamax again now. I mean, Ninetales would have gone down regardless. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be going for... Actually, I did a double swap here. I swapped my Heloise back into Ninetales so I wouldn't take any damage to get the sun back up. But then they swapped out their Talonflame and went into Roserade. So it's like 2 double swaps. It was wild. So we're going to get the Drought up on the Ninetales here. Again with the Heat Rock. That's going to be lasting 8 turns instead of 5. And I've got Flare Blitz here. Not that going to be an outspeed a Roserade. Roserade is a physical set that's got Grassy Glide. And that is going to take Ninetales out. Very nice there. Grassy Glide, physical Roserade. Beautiful. So, down goes my Ninetales. That's all good. I've got my Miractus here. Miractus is up. The Sun is up. I've got, like, a lot of turns to get this one popping. So, I've got my Weather Ball, which is going to be super effective against Roserade. Talonflame could be a problem because the only move I really have against that is Hyper Voice. I thought about going for Weather Ball for a while. I was like, I could go for Hyper Voice expecting the swap, but, you know, even if it does swap in, I can easily go for a Hyper Voice. I want to see what this Talonflame has got. So I go for that Weather Ball. It is 100 base power, and it misses. Talonflame has got Lax Incense or Bright Power. And I was like, what the heck? So I don't have any actually drops myself. So I'm like, what am I going to do here? Like, yeah, as you can see, Weather Ball is 100% actually as well. So I've got Hyper Voice. Now, Hyper Voice, I was estimating about from this range, probably a 2-hit KO, right? Except the Fire-type move would be doing a lot of damage against me. So I'm going to go for the Hyper Voice there. It does about what I expected it to do. And now Talonflame's going to go for Acrobatics. Acrobatics Bright Powder on your PIMPNITE channel. And it doesn't take me out because it's only very weak. So they would need to get rid of their item for that to be double base power. So obviously, like they didn't have a Fire-type move. Obviously, they would have used it already, right? We didn't see them use one in Dynamax. So maybe they didn't have a Fire-type move. Maybe they had Roost and a Flying type move and some other status. So Talonflame is going to go down. We got the Roserade here. Once again, I've got Weather Ball. I don't know if this thing is Sash or not, but I thought I may as well just go for Weather Ball. I'm going to outpace it, and it is super effective. So go for that Weather Ball on the Roserade, the physical Roserade, and Rose is going to go down. It does not have a Sash. Now, all that is remaining now is the Vaporeon that we seen earlier on the battle that caused us a fair bit of problems. But now Vaporeon has pretty much nowhere to hide. It really needs me to miss a Leaf Storm and maybe like use the Ice Beam to take me out, right? So I'm going to go for the Leaf Storm. It's actually a physical Vaporeon as well. It went for Quick Attack. It wasn't enough to take me out, and I'm going to land the Petal Dance. And that, my friends, is the second battle. I really hope you enjoyed both these games. I really got to show off all the abilities of Sun Pokemon and abilities. Hope you enjoyed it, people. I'll catch you tomorrow for another theme team. Peace out.